Hey, it's Hobbs here, and it's time to quest for the Golden Monkey with Golden Monkey Questline Reno XL Priest. That's a mouthful to actually say, but I've been wanting to do something with Elise in Standard since she came back to Standard, which was part of the reason why I had such a hard time this past weekend trying to figure out some decks, was because I was really trying to figure out a way to consistently get the Golden Monkey in Demon Hunter or Druid or some other priest decks, but none of those actually worked. So we ended up going with the quest line with Reno Jackson involved, and I threw Brandon here just so all the explorers were reunited in the same deck. The basic idea is you can complete most of the quest line for priest pretty easily, and then once you get to the final step, you wait until you can get the Golden Monkey down, and use the randomly generated legendaries from the Golden Monkey to complete your questline, so you can shuffle the questline reward into your deck, and then have a backup plan in case the Golden Monkey really did screw you over. Which brings me to the warning of this deck. If you are trying to get the Golden Monkey as consistently as possible, you might want to try a non-extra large version of this deck. I really liked the extra 10 HP just so you could survive for a lot longer, so you could actually get the Golden Monkey off, but it's a lot more consistent if it is a 30 card deck instead. And the other thing is, if you're planning on winning with the Golden Monkey, most of the time you're probably just going to end up losing because of the randomly generated cards that you get. But it is a real fun idea to mess around with, which is the reason why I wanted to do a deck like this. For the Mulligan guide of the deck, if you are going for the Golden Monkey win condition, Elise is the most important card to find in your opening hand. Other than that, if you aren't looking for that, generally speaking though, if you are going with the normal win route, you are looking for cards that cost 2, 3, or 4, just so you can complete the first step of your quest pretty easily. And out of the pool of those cards to keep in your opening hand, things like Tuskar Raider, Devout Dungeoneer, and Trap Sorceress, or Switcheroo are really good that fit under that category, mainly because these will allow you to draw into key other cards from your deck, and thus allow you to have an easier time to complete your questline or even find the Golden Monkey within your deck. So with that all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, time for a game against Druid. Loot Hoarder isn't a bad card to keep in the opening hand. Blackwater Behemoth is not something I want to see though. Light Bomb is a little bit better than the Behemoth, but still not a card that I really want to see this early. Okay, so they're Pressed or Druid. That doesn't shock me. Most Druid decks are Pressed right now. Just going to put down our quest line. Only downside is we won't be able to get rid of that peasant. There's Elise though. That's actually pretty cool. Unless they attack into their, or with their peasant into our Loot Hoarder. That could work, but I don't think they're dumb enough to do something like that. Okay, they're going to put down a Druid of the Reef, a Taunt. They have Mailbox Dancer too. I think they're just going to end up drawing into a bunch of cards. We can put down Prince Renathal just to put down a 3-drop. Then next turn we have Elise, which will allow us to get into our quest for the monkey pretty quickly. Okay, they'll draw into Restor. Times like this is where I wish I had Blade Master in our hand. Okay, Call of the Grave. Just going to put down Elise, see what we randomly generate here out of our deck. Italian's probably the safest bet. Just going to attack into their minion. They'll draw 2 cards. I don't think they can get rid of both Elise and Prince Renathal this turn, so we should be in a pretty good position to actually kill the peasant this turn. Our watch post is going to be a little bit annoying though. Okay, so they did kill Prince. Let's see what we get here. Drive in the Shadows doesn't really matter too much. If only I had used the coin before I used that, then we could have drawn into 2 cards. I'm gonna go for the Peasant just to get rid of their card advantage, heal up a little bit with the Life Drinker. Again, gotta get creative with what healing that you can run in the deck if you don't have access to a lot of the spells in Priest. They'll coin out, I'm assuming that they're new hero power, and I would correct. Okay, Switcheroo. Let's put down Talion. attack into the watch post here. Doesn't really matter who we use to attack the watch post. We can heal either of them up next turn if we really need to. I'm assuming they probably have Pressure in hand because they did use both mines, and they did. Okay, let's put down the Light Shower Elemental, triggering the second part of our quest line. There's the map of the Golden Monkey, and then we have enough mana to just coin that out real quick. And we can go face. The other thing here is brown can be actually pretty bad if you're in a matchup where they use similar cards to you. But we can steal the Prester just to add to the wackiness factor of our deck if we really feel like it. Oh, they're actually using Deathwing. Okay. That was probably a mistake, especially because we drew into Murzad. Sure, it's only going to be Deathwing, but Deathwing is still a 12/12. Okay, they have a Mailbox Dancer, so actually not just going to be a 12/12. Yes, keep giving us more minions. That's what we want to see. Perfect. As long as we don't overdraw, that is. Let's put down Murzad. Gotta love having all those minions. And we can use Sir Finley, see if we can grab the Golden Monkey from the bottom of the deck, because for some reason, it always is at the bottom whenever I do this. Or at least he'll allow us to cycle through a bunch of our deck, because now we know the bottom of the deck doesn't have it, and we know the top of the deck is only like, I don't know, 8-ish cards. Okay, a Spawn of Deathwing. Kills Sir Finley, that's fine. Doesn't give us any draw out off of that though. Okay, they're going to attack into Deathwing, that's kind of weird. Keep Run Engineer, doesn't really do us much. Actually, technically we could generate a Sneed, which would be a 7-cost card, which then would allow us to complete our quest line, but it's a lot more funny if we just rely on the Golden Monkey to do that for us. Okay, there's Spawn of Deathwing. They did manage to kill our Deathwing, which is a bit frustrating. Okay, so what do we have? Bran doesn't do us much. We can go face. We can use, and we don't have enough mana for what I wanted to do. Let's see what we can randomly generate here. Those are all even attack minions. Grabbing Switcheroo. See what we generate here. Why not a second Switcheroo? Really searching for this Golden Monkey. Quicker we can get it, the better off we will be. Okay, Dredge. Thrive in the Shadows, or Viper. Viper's actually probably a better bet. Just so we can shuffle it into the deck, guarantee the Switcheroo, that's the next card on the top. Okay, so they're going to get something out of our deck. Kill the Murzad. It gives us the Viper. They're gonna dredge something from the bottom of their deck. They don't actually draw anything off of the Carpenter, which is good for us. They are sadly going to be able to clear some of our board here. Especially because they drew into a second copy. Oh, I guess they had Moonlit Guidance, so they had 2 copies. Heal up for a little bit more. Okay, so there's Switcheroo. How do we want to do this? Let's put down the Watch Post, just because it's a cheap minion. Draw 2 cards, see what we get. None of which did anything for us. Grabbing another Switcheroo, why not? Put down the Cleric, just because. Drawing 2 more minions, and there's our Golden Monkey. So all we have to do is survive 1 additional turn, play him down, and win the game from there. A Blade Master, Brasswing. Well, those don't technically deal anything to Golden Monkey. Brasswing's a little bit annoying. Hexen would have been real nice to have, but oh well. Let's see what we generate here, might as well. Annoyatron is going to randomly generate a bunch of things. We could be really funny with the Zola and generate another golden monkey, but I think the better idea here is to put down Satan, attack into the 2-3, and then go from there. The only issue here is we have no more spells in our deck, which means Blade Master will automatically cancel out whatever or spell that we actually put down. They're going to get a golden monkey and a few other things, or just the golden monkey. Okay, so they do kill the Blade Master, which is fine. Okay, now we can get real wacky. Sadly, that Reno isn't online. We'll attack into the golden monkey, put down the raid boss, kill the golden monkey, kill all their minions here, because why not? Then pass the turn back, and they're in a top deck war with us with an entire hand of really weird and random legendary minions, most of which that do nothing. I forgot Lothar is actually a card in standard right now. Huh. I don't think he's abusable in any way either, so... well, we can just go face or they give up. Okay, time for a game against Hunter. Ooh, this opening hand doesn't look too bad. The Starfish doesn't necessarily be something that we want to keep. It's one of the lower priority 3-cost cards. We're going to mulligan those 2 away. We get 2 really good 3-cost cards instead now. Probably going to have the Questline on turn 1, the Engineer on turn 2, followed by a Switcheroo on turn 3, depending on what we actually generate here off of our 2 top decks. Okay, Spammy Arcanus. Nice little AoE board clear if we really need it. Okay, they're going to play a secret down. Spice Bread Baker. Nice little bit of healing. Gotta get a little bit creative when you can't run too many spells in this deck. For your sources of healing, going to grab the Explosive Sheep. Okay, another secret. Let's go face, see what happens. Explosive Trap. I'm going to put down the Sorceress. Grabbing the Holy Nova just in case they put down a lot of minions. And it acts as a 4-cost card, so we can actually use it next turn. We're probably going to want to coin and then use the Holy Nova just to see what it is. Actually, no, I guess it doesn't matter what. We're just going to use Switcheroo, draw 2 cards. Scorpid is actually pretty decent. And then the Spirit Guide is pretty good too. Can put down the Explosive Sheep and then pass the turn back. Okay, select a breeder. Probably generating either a Mountain Bear or a Crush. Probably a Crush in this situation. Want to get as much damage on board as humanly possible before I complete the quest line. Okay, so we can attack into their minion. Triggers Snake Trap. That's actually kind of a shocking card to run in a deck. Then we can use Holy Nova. The sheep goes back to our hand. Let's see what we generate here. I think Mutinous is the best option. We're probably going to want to put him down before we get to the next step of the quest line. And they're actually using I-Main. That's interesting. Maybe they're a Reno deck too. Well, we can put down the Undying Disciple. Okay, so they kill their minion. There's our Elise. We're going to want to put it down instantly. Sure, we could have actually completed the second step of our quest line, but that's fine. Let's see what we generate here. Most people are actually shocked when they see Elise. The Mount is probably the best option here, just because we can buff up something to survive. Ozmat, okay. So is there any way for us to get a 2-cost minion? Oh, Elise is going back to our hand. Well, we can kill 1 minion here. Okay, that's actually really good to see. Need a... oh no, this would do it. Then we can coin out the Arcanus and nuke the entire board here. which completes our questline step. Let's see what we generate. Drown or Call of the Grave are probably the better bets. Okay, so we just need to eat whatever they have in hand, and there's the King Crush that I wanted to get rid of before they played it, but oh well. Okay, so we can use Mutanus just to use Mutanus, but it might be better to see what we randomly generate here. Legionnaire won't do anything, but we can place it, or Mutanus down as a 6/6 instead of a 4/4. See what we eat. Come on, eat something good. Neptulon is something really good. Okay, so all we need is an 8-cost card, but we don't really want to complete that before we get our quest or our golden monkey completed. Next turn we can put down the mount, attacking into King Crush. We're actually attacking into our minion. I'm assuming they have a secret such as Freezing Trap, or they're going to randomly generate a Freezing Trap here. So we're not going to want to attack with Mutanus, just going to buff him up, protect her face a little bit more, maybe heal a little bit. There's the map to the golden monkey. Okay, we're 2/3 of the way there. And now we have a 1720 protecting our face. Driving the Shadows would have been good a turn earlier, but oh well. Because it would have guaranteed us the map. Okay, there's a Mountain Bear. Alright, so we're probably not going to want to attack into anything. Could, in theory, use the Light Bomb to kill the Crush, but that would hurt our protection to our face. Let's Dredge to see what we can get here. Sir Finley's good. We can draw a card because we don't really care what's in our hand. Then swap around with Sir Finley, see if we can get anything good. Hopefully a golden monkey, if the game doesn't lag up. Come on, golden monkey. Okay, there's the Light Bomb, there's Bran, there's Reno. So we might actually be able to use Reno before the golden monkey. And we do know what's at the bottom of our deck now. We're really going to want to kill their entire board. If I remember right, this is where I found out Light Bomb actually scales with spell damage. Which is something that I never really thought about, but it does make sense. We're going to have King Crush go back to their hand, fill out their entire board. Okay, so really hope they don't have a Ice Trap. Let's attack, see what we trigger. Approved Freezing Trap. Attack with the Raider, which gives them back a 2/4. Attack into the second one, triggers the other one. Okay, so hopefully this isn't what I think it was going to be, and it luckily for us isn't. And then we can trade this in, see what we get. There's the golden monkey. Next turn we can play it on the same turn as Reno just to heal up to be safe. Who doesn't like a full golden deck, right? Oh, actually, it might be better to heal up for full and then use Hexen to get the Crush. Or we could use Drown and then just delay the golden monkey for an additional turn. Yeah, let's do that. Use Reno to heal. That's just an additional card that we can turn into another legendary minion with the golden monkey. Okay, they'll summon our minion, summon another mountain bear. Now we get to see what we generate off of this golden monkey. A 6-cost minion would be real good. Okay, this hand actually doesn't look too terrible. We can play down Blade Master. We do have a taunt to protect it. Counter the next minion because they probably have a shit ton of minions. And then use that on the mountain bear and then attack into the mountain bear, bouncing, or maybe not bouncing back the Reno. Would be cool if we did though. They do get a bunch of snakes though, which is a little bit frustrating. And it does probably mean Blade Master isn't going to trigger here if they attack into it. And they do. So they're just going to put down the high main. Okay, what do we want to do for the following turn? I'm really curious of what secret that actually is. So it would be really funny to put down Moon Tree, but I went for Ragnaros here because I wanted to heal. But I think Moontree would have been the better option, just because whenever we drew into the questline reward, we would instantly just win the game. But I didn't think that far ahead, I guess. Okay, so they're not Reno, but they're running the high mains. I guess they're the higher cost cards that you could run in the 40 card version of that deck. Okay, we'll put down Zyrilla, use the Flight Master to heal us for 10 in a few turns, and then just heal our face a little bit. Probably should have put down the 2 cost minion, to be honest. I don't think they have enough damage to actually just kill us. Let's see if that actually draws anything out of their deck now. I very much doubt it does, but you never know. Okay, we're at 32. Bearing Get is perfect here. Plus for 2. Then pass turn back. Get rid of most of their board. Okay, Deathwing. Not something I expected, but it's perfectly fine. Oh, we can freeze him. We can also use Ysera here to bounce him back, but I don't really want to give them an additional Deathwing, if I possibly can help it. Let's just put down all of our minions, because why not? I'm really curious of what that secret possibly could be. Maybe it's Token Hunter, actually thinking about it. I really want to make Token Hunter also work, but it just doesn't feel like it works. You need some type of big payoff, and I can't figure out what the big payoff in that deck would be right now. Okay, we're going to heal for 8. Varian is actually pretty cool. Probably going to have to go with the Varian. Hopefully we get something with Rush, and we do. Local Lars in the deck, okay. And Leviathan for Divine Shield. Let's attack into that. Attack into that. And then go there. Okay, they'll attack into the 3-3. Now all we need is the Golden Monkey to win out this game. If they can get us real low so we can actually place down Local R, that would be funny. Let's use the Leviathan here. Attack into their 3-1 and see what we can get. There's the shard. We would have never drawn into that, actually. Okay. So we draw into the shard, and the next turn we just win the game. And man, this was a long one. Too bad I don't have a golden copy of the Questline for Priest. Then we would have had a completely golden victory. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck overall. So this deck is not the best deck in the world. That is the first thing you should know when playing this deck. The only reason you should be playing this deck is if you've been wanting to use the Golden Monkey in some type of deck in Standard, and if you have, this is the best option possibly for you. Trust me, I tried a bunch of different classes that I expected to be really good, such as Druid or Demon Hunter for a deck like this. However, this one felt like the best out of all the available options. And the other thing, I know the games in this video both have the Golden Monkey being actually completed, because normally this deck basically just plays like normal Questline Priest, and I thought it would be a lot more fun if I showcased the games where the Golden Monkey actually mattered a little bit. And while this did feel the most consistent out of them all, I think the 30 card version is probably more consistent on getting the Golden Monkey completed, just because you have less cards to draw through. But this has a little bit of additional survivability, which is why I went with the 40 card version. And I'll leave the 30 card version down below too, just so you can play with that one if you rather have a little bit more consistent Golden Monkeys. So for my recommendation, if you are looking for a lease to be used in Standard Hearthstone so you can actually use the Golden Monkey, perfect deck for you. Otherwise, don't play this deck, just watch my video. Alright, so if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.